everyone, I'm Elisabetta Bartoloni and welcome to my video series for hiring managers on the science behind designing a winning recruiting process. First of all, for hiring manager, I refer to the person that the role reports into, or for a lack of a better word, the boss of the role to be filled. In today's videos, I will address the importance of recruiting your internal team first. Well, first of all, in my experience, successful hiring really combines elements of art and science, and in this video series, I will address the science of it. The good news is that the science of a hiring process, which is really the blocking and tackling of it, is the most part in the hands of the hiring manager. However, in my experience, hiring managers really prefer to design the process as they go along instead of mapping it up up front. Well, let me address the probably mindset here. It is like if you decide to go to a new destination, you get into your car, and instead of setting up the GPS to your final destination, you decide to basically reset your GPS at every street change. We can agree that you will get there eventually, but it's not going to be the most effective and efficient way, and certainly not the most pleasurable for you and your passengers, which in this case are your candidates. So in my experience, really the most effective and efficient hiring managers do spend time up front envisioning the entire process. And they go through a series of steps that I will go through with you today that I think will really help you in designing an effective and winning hiring process. First of all, the first step is that they really spend time identifying up front their panel of interviewers, their must-have and nice-to-have, considering the firm's diversity policies as well as team sensitivities. If we think about diversity policies, most firms at this point not only have diversity policies that cover the diversity of the candidate slate that you need to meet in order to make your final decision, but also the panel of interviewers that these candidates need to meet. So knowing that up front is going to be very important so that you don't scramble at the end trying to find either candidates or interviewers to add to the process so that you can satisfy these diversity metrics. The second point is related to team sensitivities. I think we can all agree that most of the times external hires might have an effect to the existing team. It might layer them or create more competition or reduce the scope of their role. If that's the case, I would say make sure that you take that in consideration and add these individuals to the process towards the middle or the end so that you are creating an inclusive process, but you don't make them in the position to derail the process or slow it down. The second step that very highly effective hiring managers usually go through is identify upfront the number of interview rounds that they want their candidates to go through. Well, they realize that high-performing candidates are very busy and they want to know upfront how long the process is going to take. And in this way, they will be able to plan their calendar ahead. Of course, they will be also more engaged, as well as they will be probably less stressed out as they're waiting to hear if they're making it to the next step of your interview process. The third step that highly effective hiring managers go through is really identifying which interviewer belongs to each of your interview rounds. And they connect with them ahead of time to do the following. Really want to explain what the role is about and strategize with them what is going to be their role in the recruiting process. Are they selling the opportunity or are they probing the skill set of the candidate? And the second point is they're going to really clarify what their expectation is of the interviewer in the process, how long they would like the person to interview the candidates for. Is it going to be in person? Is it going to be over video? And at this point, they'll have a sense then if the interviewer has the time to commit to the process, and if he or she doesn't, then they're going to find someone else ahead of time. What they do next is to reserve time on their calendar. And this might sound a little bit extreme, but really they have their executive assistant connect with the interviewer executive assistant and block some time on their calendar ahead of time, even a month or two ahead of time, so that then when they have their candidates go through the process, they can get on their calendar right away. The 4 steps that I see effective hiring managers go through is to plan ahead with their internal HR partner on the requirements that are needed to issue an offer. And they go through a variety of different steps, and I will identify maybe the 3 most important ones. So first of all, they have a clear idea, as I said before, of the diversity policies, and therefore will know that if for whatever reason they weren't able to satisfy some of their parameters, they know what documentations they need to put together to get an exception and get their hire approved. Second of all, they have a very good sense of the length of the background check. Some firms take 2 to 3 weeks to get a background check verified, and I would say that's important to know ahead of time, accounted for, and communicated to your candidate, so that candidate doesn't think that there's going to be there is a problem at the end and their candidacy is not getting approved. But last but not least, I would say they also have a very good sense of what processes they have to go through to get any type of title or compensation approved. As you know, different title and different compensations level might actually require a different approval process with different people in different countries. So knowing that ahead is going to be very important. In summary, I would say consider the importance of recruiting your internal team first. And you will see that your process will be smoother, faster, easier, and certainly more enjoyable for you and your candidates. I hope you find these insights helpful. And if you want to learn more about this topic, please don't forget to sign up to my YouTube channel to access my booklet and drop me a line.